Hey there, listeners. I am Joanne Lee Cornish, your truth bomb dropper in the world of weight loss, body composition, and mastering the art of rocking the body you've always deserved and dreamed of in midlife and beyond. Let's cut through the noise. Society tells us it's downhill from now on. We're told to embrace the middle-aged weight gain, embrace the muscle loss and poor health. If that's your vibe, then cool. But if you're ready to defy the narrative, then I am your gal. This podcast is a no fluff podcast where we break down the essential truths of body composition, toss around some practical tips, and dissect the latest trends. I'm not here to sugarcoat. I'm here to show you what's not just possible, but downright probable for you. If you enjoy this content, be sure to click the link in the show notes to explore how we can team up and kick mediocrity to the curb. I offer one-on-one coaching, my ever-popular group coaching programs, and my corporate Educate to Elevate program. Okay, let's get on with the podcast. Enjoy. Mastering Midlife, a unique program designed to tackle the common challenges of weight loss in midlife and beyond. So Mastering Midlife is a program that I offer once a year. I only offer it once a year because I do have 6 other programs. And honestly, this is just a really big program for me to coach. So, excuse me, the dates are now set September the 2nd to September the 28th. But I emphasize, excuse me, that I do only offer this program once a year. Now, every time I offer this program, it is slightly different because, there's so many topics for me to cover that I kind of rotate a lot of them. And this year is no different, but this year will be very different to the years prior. So what is involved in Mastering Midlife? So you know me as a coach, I am an information giver. So you will get full access to me for the length of the program. There's going to be at least 10 live coaching calls, possibly 12, that are all recorded. There's going to be a lot of pre-recorded content. And that's where the work is really for me, because while I'm coaching it, I will be filming loads of content for you to review at your convenience. Obviously, meal plans designed to focus on weight loss and muscle preservation. And I'm also obviously going to show you how to build your own meal plans. Nobody wants to be stuck in a diet forever. But here are some of the other topics that we're going to cover, because ultimately I am an information giver, right? So we are going to talk about, why weight loss gets stuck in midlife. And that is kind of the foundation of the whole program, because, what worked now early in our 20s, 30s doesn't work anymore. And we tend to have scapegoats like, oh, it's my metabolism. Oh, it's my hormones. And indeed, things are changing. But there's this underlying environment that shifts, and the consequences really show up in midlife and beyond. So we're going to discuss that. We're going to discuss how to lose weight specific to midlife and beyond, why weight loss gets stuck, with your best intentions, and you're training hard and you're working out and the nutrition's kind of on point. Why is that weight still not moving? People tend to think they're broken, that they're the unique, their body's damaged, there's irreparable, and it's simply not the case, which will bring me nicely onto looking at your blood work. So obviously I'm not a doctor, but it's nice to have a little bit of education when you go in to see your doctor. So I'll pull up blood work. I'm going to show you what to look for in your blood work, what markers to look for, what are indicative of maybe weight loss obstacles, what numbers you want to look at to see if they change. I'm going to talk about insulin resistance. So we know about diabetes, pre-diabetes, but insulin resistance and liver health, this is huge, guys. This is huge, and it's so overlooked by the weight loss industry and indeed the doctors, because often, until you check that box of diabetes, it's kind of ignored, and yet there's some really, really telltale signs in your blood work that you see way earlier than that diabetes box. Now, because we're going to discuss insulin in such great detail, so in my prior programs, I discuss insulin with regards to weight gain and the inability to lose weight. But now I really have to expand on that topic and talk about insulin resistance with regards to blood pressure, cholesterol, energy, brain health, things like that. So, the crux there is to lose weight as we get older, we have to be in optimal health. If you look at anybody, mid 40s plus, and if they're in really good shape, they are in really good health. Now, that is not the case if you're like 22, 25. You can be doing some terrible things, lack of sleep, eating crap, over-restricting, over-exercising, all these things, and you can look pretty good. That is not going to work as we're older. To have an excellent body, you have to be in excellent health. So there's also going to be some non-negotiables that go along with that. And I'm firm on these. And people try and wiggle out of them, but there's some habits and some non-negotiables with regards to food quality that we have to come to an agreement on. We're going to talk about mindset. So mindset can definitely be altered as we get older. We start to doubt ourselves. We start to think about less about ourselves. We have this negative self-talk that can creep in because you're trying, but you're not getting the results. So we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset, which I think is awesome. Now, because we talk about insulin, I have to talk about, and I want to talk about, I'm excited to talk about the 400-pound elephant in the room. And that is they're not new, but the weight loss medications that are now increasingly popular, and they're becoming more accessible. Now, these weight loss medications are not going away. And we are literally on the precipice of a whole new era of weight loss. And the potential is phenomenal. Now, if this applies to you or not, and honestly, with a lot of the topics that I cover in this program, not all of them are going to apply to you, but it is still good to be educated and knowledgeable about them. And these weight loss medications, it's a fascinating topic. So I want to talk about what they are. What is GLP? What is an agonist? What is glucagon? What are receptors? So we're going to talk about what they are, how they work, the history of them, the concerns about them, but the potential. Now, I would love this program to be a resource for the people prescribing these medications, because I think ultimately the problems with these medications are only going to lie in the lack of education and the lack of coaching that people have. And so, gosh, I would love for the people prescribing these medications to use this program as a resource, because I think it would be incredibly powerful to give people the knowledge that they need to go alongside these medications. So we're going to talk a lot about that. The potential is huge, but the problems are massive. There's going to be winners and there's going to be losers, and there's got to be a lot of losers. Unfortunately, that's not the medication's fault. The problems are going to occur because of the lack of education regarding this. I mean, weight loss, some would say these weight loss medications are going to destroy the gym industry, destroy the weight loss industry, jobs like, work like mine, but that's not the case. Yes, you are going to see a lot less gym memberships. You are going to see weight loss supplements and just diets per se frizzle and die. They're not going to be needed anymore. But the education, the information around weight loss is going to be even more valuable. Way more valuable, so that people can actually navigate these medications powerfully. But anyway, so we're going to talk about that. As you can tell, I'm not against them, but gosh, there's some pitfalls that people are going to fall into, and unnecessary pitfalls. So that's fascinating. What else are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about supplements. That can be confusing. Now that's going to be different for 2024 because there are some new, like cutting edge supplements out there, which we're going to talk about. And then the basic ones that I've always talked about. We're going to talk about muscle loss with age, sarcopenia, and anabolic resistance, and why you can be going to the gym and training, several days a week, and you can still be suffering muscle loss. Now, for that one, I am going to pull some information from my Muscle Month program, uh, which is fascinating. There's some aha moments in there. Obviously, we're going to talk about menopause, and we're also going to talk about andropause. So andropause is the men's version of menopause. So obviously, ladies, if you join this program, this isn't applicable to you, but it's fascinating. And all ladies have some guys in their life. So that is a really great topic. In some ways, it's more interesting than the menopause topic. We're going to discuss the 6 hormones that change our body in midlife. So that's cortisol, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, insulin, and thyroid. Skin changes, that's always fun. We're going to talk about alcohol and sleep and their impact on body composition. We're going to talk about what is the mitochondria anyway, and why is it so darn important? We spoke about, exercise. So the program comes with meal plans, and I have my own app, so there's all the meal plans are in the app as well, and there's exercises, there's workouts also in the app. So you just tell me how many times a week you're training, if you're training at home, training in the gym, and there are workouts for you to follow, optional, of course. But also we're going to talk about exercise for longevity. So that's going to be things like, what are some certain exercises that will really help you in life, and also some data collecting, things like VO2 max and things like that. We're going to talk about habits. So, success comes from successful habits, but they don't have to be huge. In fact, if we are wanting the body to change, the mind has to change first. And the mind, the brain does not like huge changes. That's why when we try and make these massive shifts in our behavior, they're very short-lived because the brain does not like that. It likes small changes that you build over time. So we're going to talk about that, and that links me nicely into, consistency versus perfection. Consistency will always win, and perfection can be a real problem. I mean, the clients that kind of make me nervous when they're new to me, when I don't know them, is when they show me their food log and it's perfect. And they know that they count every gram, they know every calorie. Those people make me a little bit nervous. Sometimes it's great, but other times, I guess what I'm trying to say is, there's a sweet place between restriction and recklessness. And restriction and recklessness usually equal a high degree of anxiety. And that doesn't really work for sustainable weight loss. So the people that are reckless, well, they make me nervous, and really reckless people don't usually come in my programs. They're not usually we're not usually a perfect fit. Somebody that's completely reckless and they basically just want, to keep doing what they're doing and not change anything in their life. The timing's just not right. I'm not their coach yet. But also the person that's in restriction, and when I say restriction, I don't necessarily mean calorie restriction. I mean they're trying to hold on so tightly to do everything perfectly. There's also a level of anxiety that goes with that. So we're going to talk about that and how consistency doesn't have to mean perfection, and actually will beat perfection every time. So that's Mastering Midlife. It's a big program. I'm almost nervous to start coaching it, but once I'm in it, I thoroughly enjoy it. But I only offer it once a year, guys. The future of weight loss, the future of body composition has changed. It has shifted forever. The information, however, does not change. We just get more and more information, which is great. But with regards to the future of weight loss, things are changing and the future is now split. And some of the issues that come with that are societal changes, expectations are going to be shifted hugely. Behaviors are going to be shifted, acceptability and personal responsibility. All this has now shifted. And that can be a problem. I mean, think about this. The people that we're watching, you know, the celebrities they're watching, the celebrities that your kids are watching, they're going to change. So societal norms are going to change. Expectations are going to be heightened. We're in a whole different place now, and it's just beginning. So, you know, this is the perfect time to suit yourself up, equip yourself with the information, the knowledge, and a direct blueprint path that you need, that you are confident in, that you believe in, that will bring you joy, joy and ease. The path to body composition in midlife and beyond is absolutely parallel with the path of optimal health. And we're going to see some people completely fall off that path. We're going to see some people that were trying really hard, not needing to try any longer. And that's a problem, guys. There are going to be winners and they're going to be losers. They're going to be far more losers than ever. And this program is designed to equip you to be one of the winners. I guarantee you that. The information that I will provide will literally offer you a clear path that you don't have to doubt. September the 2nd to September the 28th. Schools are going back. Maybe you're on vacation, maybe you're traveling. There's never a perfect time to do one of my programs. It's all recorded. And honestly, that's the whole point of my programs. There shouldn't be a perfect time. You can't like, oh, well, I'll do the program next year. There might be a better time. There's never a perfect time. There's always stuff going on in life. And that's what we're working with, right? We're all trying to do better in an imperfect world, in imperfect situations, travel, work, events. But I'll tell you this, the timing of this program is pretty neat because it's going to fall right before the holiday season, right? Anyway, plug over. The website is midlifemonth.com. I think I've updated the website with new topics, but also know when I coach these programs, then they can also change depending on who I'm coaching. So often when I coach these programs, you know, I'm very, very involved. I'm very, very hands-on. My programs are very much hybrid. So you'll get pre-recorded content, but I am right there with you. So I think that's why my coaching is somewhat unique, that you do have full access to me for the length of the program. You know, it's not like you've got 30 minutes to text me. Or I see some of the programs and they say they offer support, but they don't. You know, they offer like a 30-minute weekly call. I do hours and hours of coaching every week for these programs. We will have a relationship and you can be as involved or as uninvolved as you want. So with regards to the live coaching, which are recorded. So what happens there is it ends up being split about, you know, in thirds. So about a third of the people will try and always show up for the Zoom, right? A third of the people have no intention ever of joining the Zoom and they just wait for the recording and then they just chit chat with me privately and never get involved in the group, which I think is a mistake, but definitely do people. And some people, just their schedule doesn't allow them to join the live coaching program. So some people put the camera on, some people leave the camera off. I'm finding more and more that people leave the camera off. No biggie, that's totally cool. But please know that those live coaching Zooms, they are never, ever shared. never shared. That's why they're not downloadable. I never share them. I ask that you never share those links. I get really annoyed when people do that. That's simply not fair. Anyway, plug over. We start on September the 2nd through to September the 28th. The price of the program is $4.99, which is I might have to put that price up because, full access to me for a month, that alone. Anyway, click the link, midlifemonth.com. I would love for you to join me. A very fun experience. They always are. But I only do this once a year. There was something else I was wanting to tell you, and it's slipping my mind. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? It's gone. Senior moment. Midlife month. Love for you to join.